No, no, that's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 190. Dixie 11 p.m. With the television tuned to TVQ's outdoor New Year's Eve celebration in Brisbane, the now pajama-clad Lizzie and Eddie sat relaxing on the couch, semi-listening to the inane commentary that accompanied the live music and scenes of revelry as the Bordens awaited the stroke of midnight fireworks that would signal the new year and bring tacit permission for the now exhausted, up early and busy all-day couple to call it a day and find reprieve from their worries by falling asleep snuggled in their bed. As the grandfather clock struck 11, Eddie's head gently struck Lizzie's as he succumbed to the call of sleep by literally nodding off against his bride, said action causing her to smile, shake him gently and say, "Midnight struck Auckland 2 hours ago, my love, with no reports of planes falling from the sky or computers crashing, but you seem ready to, don't you think?" Eddie, responding with the time-honored, "Huh!" of shock when one has drifted off unintentionally, tried to reconcile the confirming chiming of their clock with the lack of fireworks displayed on the TV. "Time is it?" he managed to ask, face scrunched in confusion. "Bedtime, my love," she said, patting his knee while pushing him gently upright so he no longer leaned against her. "I was just commenting that midnight struck 2 time zones back, and while it's just 11 here, I'm going to bed," she said as she stood. "Come with me," she added, reaching her hand towards Eddie. "Yeah," Eddie said, smiling, nodding, taking her hand and kissing it before likewise rising. "Not really awake anyway, am I?" he conceded. Lizzie led the way towards their bedroom, and as they reached the bathroom, Ed said, "Be right in," as he nodded towards the bathroom, then entered. Lizzie flipped on their overhead light, walked to her side of the bed, turned on the lamp that sat on top of a bedstand, then returned to the doorway and flipped the overhead light off. Returning to her bed, she said aloud, "Balloony, Ed and I are calling it a day. Anything we should know?" as she pulled the bed covers down, then sat with her back resting against the headboard. "No further news to report at this time," Balloony replied. Pilatray spoke with ASIO agent Clive Voss. Joey was not in the room with him during the phone call, so I did not hear any of it, but he summarized his call for Joey and said he provided Voss with the details of Brentsy's Jane Ross home security. He also detailed how Brentsy became a staff member at the university. I did not know the details of Pilatray's acquaintance with Brentsy prior to him discussing them with Joey. What he told her was very personal and very moving, so I will provide only a generalized account. Pilatray was able to provide the exact date when he met Brentsy because Brentsy's hire was predicated on the death of Pilatray's friend, theology professor Jeremy Taylor. Professor Taylor died July 13, 1997 in the Canberra hospital implosion. He described Taylor as a good man and a good friend. He also said he took Brentsy under his wing and did what he could to welcome him to the University of Queensland, including co-authoring a paper on the similarity between ESP and prayer that was published in Doge, otherwise known as Divinity, Onism, Guidance, Experience magazine, when Brentsy asked him to. The interview with Voss left Pilatray emotionally drained, Balloony concluded. "Ah," Lizzie said aloud as Eddie entered the room. "That explains why he contributed to that ESP article." Looking at Eddie, she mouthed the word "balloony," then said, "Ed and I are done in, so we're about to hit the hay. You'll say good night and Happy New Year to Karen and Paul for us." "I will," Balloony telepathed to both Lizzie and Eddie. "Here's to a much happier and less diabolical New Year." "Amen to that, Big B," Ed said aloud. "Happy New Year to all and good night from us," as he joined his bride in their bed, snuggling supine next to her as she reached for Peter Temple's bad debts.